A person want what they want. They like what they like. And I think if you're going to shoot your shot, then go all out. The worst that can happen is you'll get, please, you like who? You can't be talking to me, right? Or you'll get, hey, what's up? How's it going? I don't know. Like, so I guess my question, my long-winded question to you is, why can women do it, but men can't?
Who said they couldn't? But in the situation of Z and Beyoncé, it's different. That's a what do you bring to the table? Bitch, I bring my own table. We'll compare tables. That's different.
Okay, right. But once again, okay, cool, not a problem. Why can a guy that's just bringing hard work to the table and that be enough? Why we act like female? You act like all females have to be like on it. Some females that's CEOs, that's like world shakers, like they really making moves out here. They just want a decent dude. Like and you're right. They're bringing their own shit, and in them doing their own shit, they like, I don't need you, right? You can't get none of mine, but I don't need you to bring. I just need a good man.
Welcome to the Love Is Podcast with your host, that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and her co-host, the lovable a-hole. That's right, I said lovable, Mr. DK Walker, where they will be discussing love, relationships, family, life, sex, self-help, and what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. Why? Because love is everything, and everything should be loved. Now to today's podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's your girls, that Thorny Chic, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the Lovable Asshole, DK Walker. DK, where you at?
I'm in my basement. It's kind of cold.
They got you locked in the basement?
I mean, you know, I was a naughty boy for Christmas, so they was like, away with you. We're throwing away the key. And this is where I'm at, in my basement, talking to you. Send help.
Blink twice if you're okay.
I'm not. Well, you know, I got Bill Palsy, so it always look like I'm blinking anyway. It's like, who you flirting with? I ain't flirting with nobody, but I stuck.
Jesus is all I got.
That's the crazy thing, right? When like there's something wrong. Like a lot of what happens is something wrong with people, and then they want to laugh at yourself, man. You got to laugh at yourself.
Do you put eye drops in at night?
I need prayer juice. I actually need the doggone juice that they was washing, the water they was washing Jesus' feet in. I need to put that because it's a miracle to bring it back. So
no, when I had it, that's what they told me that for my parents to make me sleep with swimmer's goggles on because my eye obviously wouldn't close, and that during the day I needed to put eye drops in.
Well, it regained. It regained enough strength where I can close my eye. But, you know, the other effects, yes, I do still suffer from eye dryness and the whole nine. So, woe was me. Anyway, but no. Yeah, right. I'm not claiming that bullshit at all. It is what it is. Right about now, it's just, you know, another characteristic of mine, something I can talk about, something I can laugh about. You know, it's a conversation piece, right? For sure. I'll be like looking at my wife from across the room, and she's like, "Why are you looking at me that way?" I'm like, "I'm flirting. Let me turn this. Oh, see how I'm winking at you?
You working on your Harvey Dent?"
Oh, I said, okay, it's cool when I got jokes about myself. I'll be damned if you throwing your two rusty ass pennies. Ain't nobody ask you. Ain't nobody ask you. And for those of you who do not know who Harvey Dent is, classic Batman character by the name of Two-Face. And I'm not that bad off. Thank you very much. You know, you get done.
What new is going on at the DK Walker
House of Horrors? There's nothing new going on at the DK Walker's House of Horrors, man. You know,
I'm gonna say your version of Arkham Asylum since we were on Batman rants.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah, that was a nice choice of words, by the way. But everything's cool on this side of town. I mean, we don't got no complaints. Everybody's selling into their groove. You know, we're in a good space. I got no complaints. I ain't gonna be long-winded with it. Family's good. I'm good. The dog is the dog. And God still loves us in spite of it all. The hell was that?
I adjusted my mic, sorry. I'm getting adjusted to my new office space.
Oh, excuse me. All right. Okay. Which mic were you adjusting? Because you stand up to pee, so I have to be.
I
Which
wasn't
mic?
rocking anybody's mic other than the one I podcast with, sir.
No, but you stand up to pee, so you could have been adjusting that mic.
Nope, it's tucked in. It's tucked where it needs to be.
All right, cool. So, what's going on with you? What's popping with you and your clan?
Same old. The kids are good. Virtual school, post Christmas, they need batteries. This needs to be put together. Eventually they're going to die of boredom because, the toys no longer, well, I can't say that for Leah. Leah's 14. So, I mean, she didn't really get toys. She got more beauty supply things. Gav, of course, is itching to get outside, or in your world, my guy. So my guy is itching to get outside. I got him a basketball hoop, the actual like portable one, and a skateboard. And of course, living in the Midwest, we got snow. So, so I had to politely tell him, if I find one scratch on my floor, there's going to be a scratch on your ass.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool. So did his grandfather get him the PS5?
No, I told y'all my dad wasn't. My dad's crazy, but I don't think he's that kind of crazy.
Well, why would your father have to be crazy to get the boy if he's still getting great grades, correct?
He's doing well.
Okay, cool. So he's doing well, right? He's still a good kid, correct?
85% of the time, yeah.
Not a problem. He's a boy, right? So he's doing well in the main areas, right? I'm not gonna ask about, how often he jumps in the shower, because kids that age, I get to a shower when I get to it. I don't know what's wrong with these kids nowadays, but long story short, if he's doing great in two areas of his life, I think that he more than deserves, to get that doggone PS5. That's just me. So we're gonna start a doggone GoFundMe.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, well, let Uncle DK start it and fund it.
No. I didn't. I see. There you go. We're not gonna let me. I said we, as in you. So anytime I say we, I really mean you.
Right. But I'm gonna let him know. Uncle DK said. Uncle K said. Right.
Right.
So I'll give you my dad's number if you need it.
So that way the weather won't affect him. So that way he'll be able to enjoy his gifts. Like right now, he can't do nothing. It's cold.
He has a PS4 and he got new games for it, so he's fine. He's not dying.
Oh Jesus!
He got Iron Man. He got Spider-Man. He got Spider-Man. Miles Morales. So trust me, homeboy is not hurting in the gift department.
I will pray for him.
Go ahead. My guy A got a kitchen, so he's GGI cooking. I said, oh really?
That's what's up.
So yeah, Chef Bay has a sous chef at this point. Chef Bay is good. I'm good. Still working at COVID Palace. Bless the Lord for a good job.
Amen. Oh, speaking of chefing in the kitchen, I don't want to somebody tell you something that somebody else is doing, right? And they come with a story right behind it. I hate when people do that. I promise.
But you're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do to you. My daughter, with her monkey ass, she fixed, oh my God, this little girl, she fixed some cranberry bread. Okay, this is what she did. She fixed the cranberry bread, right? And she cut it up in slices and she sent them to both her grandmothers. And I'm looking like, where's mine? She looked at me like, okay, you're not my grandmother. I'm your damn daddy. The hell you mean? And she gave me a small corner. I was so mad. Like, you really not going? As soon as I get off this doggone podcast, man, I don't know if we got the ingredients, but I'm going to put a little ass in the kitchen. Like, that's what she cooking today. She don't even know she cooking today. She cooking today. Like, she don't even know, like, but that's how it's going down. She gonna make daddy. I'm gonna get my own loaf. Like, give me some butter, some coffee. I'm gonna and then she also made these doggone treats, like ginger chocolate and something else. I'm like, I bit into that. And then her uncle was over, which is Nikki's.
I need to know that recipe.
Right. I promise you. Matter of fact, I have a whippable batch and I send you something. They were just that damn good. I'm like, you about to stop going to school and be in this kitchen. You can't leave the kitchen. You can't leave this kitchen until you got something quite a few things
that you can market. Basically,
you damn right. I mean, you need to start paying how you weigh. You like living for free. Like if you, like I told, like if you was like if you wasn't capable, right? I wouldn't ask so much. But as though you show me that you're capable, I'm going to demand more. So yeah, like I promise you, I'm getting off this microphone soon as we done this doggone and she gonna handle her handle, or she gonna handle her handle, or she gonna get handled.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Go ahead and try, Shady
Yeah,
Pines.
exactly. My daughter abuses me.
Listen, she'll be my new host on the podcast.
Pretty much, right? Because I promise you, my daughter abuses me.
Okay, she know what it is. Shady Pies will have you locked up somewhere. All right, you really would be locked up in the basement. Better quit playing with that girl.
It's terrible. Like you.
No, but
what happened to the old days when you tell a child, "I give you life. I brought you into this world. I take you out." Kids nowadays be looking like, "I wish you would."
Try me.
Right. I don't understand.
Listen, I'm like Tobe. I can never say his last name, but I'm like him. Try Jesus, not me.
You biting. That's my dude. I'm not gonna try his last name either because I will blow up my tongue.
Okay.
Like, I will blow up my tongue and the other side of my face will be lopsided. So now I'm gonna leave Tobe in his long ass, confusing last name alone. But I rock with him. I was rocking with Tobe way before he blew. I don't know if there's gonna be brownie points anyway, but he was nice back in the gap. Yeah, I just for the people that just getting up on him, like Tobe been nice since day one.
Mm-hmm.
Tobe, like you want to try give him a attempt because people are like Tobe McGuire. No, Tobe McGuire does not rap. You want to give people a crack at his name?
Oh, hell no. You ain't gonna have me out here being all politically incorrect. No, thank you.
You don't want to at least spell it out?
Oh, that part I can do. That part I can do. I don't know about to say, you ain't about to have me be out here getting hate mail.
Hate for what? Because you mispronounce somebody's name?
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Oh, Jesus. You are so like to be a Bible thumper, when did you start be living in fear? I'm not understanding this.
Listen, because there's a thing called cancel culture.
Oh, see, this is not the podcast for that.
All right, so Tobe's name is Tobe, not Tobi or Toby. And his last name is Nwigwe.
I promise you, because like when he actually says his whole last name is much longer than that. Like it take about 4 minutes and 22 seconds for him to say his last name.
That's the only way that's his. I would put this out like this. That's his stage name. That's the part that he puts out.
Gotcha, not a problem. So, but quickly before we, because I can't leave that alone. You talking about some like I don't understand how council culture works. Like
cancel culture is a bunch of sensitive. Over 20, millennials who are taking, freedom of speech and freedom of everything to the nth power. I mean, we're at the place now where they're going back and, revisiting old films and they want this person canceled and they want that person canceled because this person did blackface and this person did this and this person said that. And I'm like, first off, how the hell y'all got time to go back to the beginning of somebody's Twitter account when Twitter came out in what? 2000 and what? 2000? I don't know. Like y'all going back for 20 years in the archives to find some shit that somebody said that you don't like. There's a certain point of your brain that should not make certain statements, racial slurs and homophobic slurs and things of that nature. You shouldn't be putting out there anyway. But the fact that they go back and find all this stuff and then all of a sudden, your quote unquote past is back to haunt you. And then they cancel your show, and that's how people make their living.
Right. I get that, but how can somebody cancel the Love Is podcast when we own it? Like that's why fear doesn't affect me. Like, how can somebody cancel anything that we do because we on our damn dash shit, right? And we own shit. So you would take the bump in the road, like, and there's a saying, like, all publicity is good publicity. So if I promise you, we ain't sun going down, sun coming up, and we're going to be right here. Now, I'm not going on my way to get anybody's crosshairs. It's not what I'm doing. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to necessarily live my life in fear. Like, I never understood the dynamics of the cancel culture, right? I don't want to, I don't like what you're bugging, but I understand how they work because the people that they quote unquote cancel, they don't own their shit. And so when they come for them, they got to start backtracking and apologizing. Shout out to my man Nick Cannon. Yeah. Shout out to my man Kevin Hart. And then, but Kevin drug his feet. Like he was a man about it to the very end. But Kevin was smart. He drug his feet and he took that whole fiasco for what it was, and he actually made money off of it because he turned into a documentary on Netflix. So it was like, okay, I got you, but I'm going to benefit in the bullshit. So it was a win-win situation because he's uber smart, or somebody in his team is uber smart. But what I'm addressing you, right? Because we usually have this conversation off air. So cool. Let's have it on air, right? What I'm telling you, last time I checked, we pay the bills to get, we pay the bills, right? We don't have no major sponsorships. So but we don't have none of that. So ain't nobody breathing down our neck and say, y'all can't say this and y'all can't do like what? Last time I checked, we pay the bills to make sure that we get at, and no, we don't go out of our way to be offensive to anybody. But last time I checked, the truth is offensive. So if you were to mispronounce Tobe's I'm not even going to try. My chin hurt already. If you mispronounce, ain't nobody coming for you. That's a running joke in his own circle. Like even CJ, the dude, that ET right hand man, can't even pronounce his whole full last name. They joke and clown about it. So like, we don't do fear. We don't live in fear. Like, cause nobody holds nothing over us at all. And that's I'm going to say this, and we're going to move off into the what the fuck news and also into the show's topic. Like, look, the people that can be canceled don't own their shit. Henceforth, they can be canceled because outside pressure of the people that pays the bills, right? And even by the grace of God, once we being blessed to have sponsorships and whatever the case may be, I'm going to be me regardless. My past is what it is. I'm going to be me. Kern's going to be who she is. Her past it. Like, man, stop. I don't do fear. I've been stood in the middle of hell, right? With doggone gasoline draws on inflammable Timberlands, and I'm still here. You think I'm going to let some people that I don't know that can't physically harm me? Like, I close my computer and don't turn on my phone. How am I affected? Like, what? Like, I really want to think about that, right? Like, how am I? Right. Okay, cool. That's just my 2 cents, man. I'm not mad at them. I think that, and another thing too, right? You got to understand, people make mistakes. Like, people say stuff when they're in their youth, or they say something and they may be drunk. Like, we're so quick to want to cancel somebody. Why can't we be quicker to reach an understanding of somebody? I mean, early nugget in this show. We so quick to be like, we're done with you. First of all, who the fuck are you to be done with anybody? Second of all, if your name is not G-O-D, like, how can ye pass judgment? Like, these things baffle and confuse the fuck out of me. And I'm a simple man in mind, which means I'm easily confused, which also means, like, man, I see the bullshit for what it is. Kick rocks, break your toe, and get the stepping. Shout out to Marty Ma.
And it is. It's such a sad thing that this is the life that you have to live. And, as of right now, I mean, we're always going to pay the bills. But, the goal is to be syndicated and things like that. And again, people are going to, I don't even understand how people have the time to go through reels and reels of film. And like for us, for as many episodes as we'll have by the time we get syndicated, it's like you gonna go back to the very beginning and literally nitpick every episode. Have fun with that shit, because it ain't gonna be me. And by then, I've been so far removed and evolved into who I'm supposed to be. And it's like, well, at that time, that's what I stood on. That's what I thought. Now, who I am now might not feel that same way, or the person I am now might be 10 times worse. I would not bark up that tree. You don't want the smoke from the Thorny Chic. It's not pleasant. It's not
Right. So, we're not going to jump down. We're not looking to pick no fight, but, one thing we're going to emphatically state, like, come on, man. We're not doing this at all. I promise you we're not. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure, because you be on your bald-headed whole shit, you know what I mean? You stay on your bald-headed
whole shit in a relationship. Gotta say the whole thing.
That's a benefit to your man. If you're on some bald-headed whole shit and you got a man, I promise you he should be spraining a big toe every other night. That's just not. Yeah, that's just, he should be spraining. Like, he should have a hole in the bottom lip from him biting it so much. If you're in a relationship and you're some bald-headed whole shit. Now maybe right. So listen, I'm pretty sure.
It's funny you say that, because we had gone out right before Christmas, and it was like first official dress up date night. And so I texted my girlfriends. I said, guess what? They were like, he proposed. I'm like, already? I'm like, yeah, that's what y'all thought. And then it was funny because I think it was like Christmas Eve or Christmas night. It was one or the other. And he was like, I feel like I should have just gone ahead and spent the check and got the ring and make everybody else happy. And I was like, what about you happy? He goes, oh, I knew I was getting the ring. He goes, I just didn't, feel like there was going to be this much pressure for you to have it. I was like, everybody's happy for us. I said, but you gotta, have some other things in order before you start going buy an engagement ring, son.
Facts on facts. But, one thing I will say, because if you listen to our last, I want to say 6 podcasts we've been doing, Kern's boyfriend, far as, he's been, matter of fact, we fucking have to cut him the check, because he just the back and forth, like he's been, okay, maybe you got to cut him a check, or, get him.
I just did some about whole shit. It's okay.
Right. As my wife said, a coochie coupon. Let's give them a couple of coochie coupons they can use and you can't say no to. But what my advice to both of y'all is don't feel rushed. Like no matter how old he is or how old you are and pressure from, your circle, like only make that step because I'm going to tell you, because third times is a charm, right? But that's one thing that me and Steve Harvey, okay, I would love to have Steve Harvey's bank account, but it is what it is. But one thing I do share with Steve Harvey is that we both been married 3 times. So with that being said, don't let nobody rush you into it. I think me and Steve can agree that being married is the hardest thing you will ever do in your life because there's no off days. There's no vacation. Because everything that you do affects your spouse. Everything. So the mindset goes immediately from me to we. Even when you're like, okay, say you just, okay, well, how does that work out? I'm eating out, right? But if you're eating out all the time, that's the finances that goes back into the household. Like everything you do affects your spouse, vice versa. So before you do jump, the first thing you have to realize or first thing you need to get in order is, as much as you're looking for him to get his stuff in order, you got to get you in order and don't feel no pressure and no rush to, make that doggone leap of faith.
Listen, like he said, and he goes, I'm gonna spend my whole check on getting her engagement ring. But where am I gonna live? Who gonna pay the car note? Who gonna pay for insurance? Who gonna, make sure my kids are okay? And I was like, that's true facts. That's true facts. So we're done off Chef Bay for a minute. I'm sure
right. Like, I tell you what, I'm sorry, like hold that thought right. Like, so what we're going to do, we're going to try to, the next couple of episodes after this one, because it's too late. We're going to like ease up off your man, because we're going to have to give him, we're either going to have to give him a microphone so he can get on the podcast and we talk about our relationship.
Do not support that.
Why not? Like, you scared?
Nah, because so off air, there's this story that I told DK. So he redid my basement. So got all my, a part of my bar tables and things, all the equipment and things that I had, pretty much laying around odds and ends he put used to. And he was sitting in my office chair and like pretending to be on the mic. Like, what did he say? What did he say his name was? Oh man, DK, I don't remember. It was like Big Daddy D or some dumb shit like that. And he was Jesus. Like, it was real stupid. It was real stupid. And I was literally in tears because he was really, really into it. He really thought he was rapping some good shit. I'm like, if you think I'm putting you on the air with that foolish, the Keith Sweat intro, nah, sir. Like, nah. Keith Sweat roll. Right on the Sweat Hotel tonight at probably 10 o'clock. The fuck?
Jesus, Monella juice. Anyway, so with that being said, young lady, I'm pretty sure your ratchet ass has some what the fuck news for the people in me. Care to share?
Yeah. All right. So, as a girl, there's certain things we're taught. We're taught not to do certain things to men. And so this woman in particular is having a kind of conundrum about this thing that we're taught not to do. So, I dated a dude for a while who was really into getting slapped in the balls.
What?
Like he loved it. Loved in all caps, y'all. All caps. I was happy to oblige, but it was strange because it was against all my instincts and my entire sex life up until this point, which had taught me not to smack men in the nuts.
What the like?
Listen, don't yuck nobody's yum.
I'm just because as a man, I know how painful that, like, it don't even take you don't need a full on anything. You just need a graze, a wrong move, and a man be down on the floor, talking to God, Jesus, Joseph, Mary, and the doggone, 14 wise men. Like, okay, I know it's like less wise men, but please forgive me. But you be talking to a whole lot of people while you down on the floor if you get hit. And you don't even got to be a heavy hit. And for a person to want to be smacked, like, I never got that. I'm into a lot of things. Oh, excuse me, I'm older now. I was into a lot of things. Let me clean that all the way up. But I never got into that part, like, what the fuck? Literally.
And that's why my segment is called What the Fuck News. There you have it. Listen, and it's very funny that I'm going to share this, but Bae was messing around. I don't remember what body part he grabbed, but whatever he grabbed, he hurt it. And by instinct, I just swung my hand out and I did pop his nuts. And he was like, why would you do that? I said, listen, you gonna learn today that if you inflict pain, I'm going to inflict pain right back, whether you like it or not. Instead of teach you to be less grabby.
Did that turn into something? Anybody get aroused by it?
No.
See, y'all normal. Yeah.
Yeah, we're normal. We're normal as fuck.
Yeah, like I promise you. Like I'm okay. So I just judged somebody, and I just yuck somebody's young. Like, but I'm just yuck somebody's young partner. But I couldn't see that going from one thing to the other. Now, there's certain areas on a person's body that you might want a little pain, just a little bit, not much, right, to intensify whatever's going on. But to me, I can only speak for me and my boys. My boys don't want no extra attention. My boys don't want none.
They don't want that scene out of James Bond where he's sitting naked in the chair with his balls hanging. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we don't want no smoke. My boys, I promise you.
No grazing, no.
None of that. Like, let me suck. No, don't even suck my boys. Like, no. You went too far. Yeah, exactly. Leave all that. That's just me. Like,
You said no juggling, no.
None of that. You know what I mean? Yeah, please, by all means. But some people like me being a connoisseur of porn knows that is a real life thing, that people are heavily off into that. Mm-hmm. I don't know how. I would love to have somebody on a podcast that actually partakes, because I want to, first of all, how do they know that they like it? So you got to discover something. So how do they discover that this pain is actually pleasure? I need to know, right? And then my thing is, how do you go from being in that amount of pain that you're able to maintain an erection, right? Like, I don't understand how you's a bad motherfucker.
True
you
facts.
got balls of steel. Your father is Clark Kent.
There ain't no kryptonite bothering them balls. Listen. Listen, y'all gotta love it. Y'all gotta love what I do, the shit I bring to the show. What the fuck news?
Like, what the? And I'm not like, you got something, because we're joking, right? But there's always truth in jest. But there's so many doggone out there. There's so many people with their kink, and I'm not like, I promise, because I got, I can't give y'all everything, right? I got to hold some things, to the vest. But everybody got. But my thing is, I'm not judging. I'm being 100. I'm being a buck right now. If you like it, I love it. And whatever it is that you like, then by all means, as long as, you're not hurting nobody else, long as it's between you and a consenting partner, by all means, enjoy yourself at the fullest. However you arrived at your level of kinkiness.
However you arrive, huh?
However you arrive, whether you stumbled upon accident or you signed up for a session and turned into something else, and then you told that person that you want that same session, just a little bit of rougher with the same stuff that you was doing before, however you got there, whatever puts a smile on your face, you know what I mean? By all means, continue to do so. But far as me and my boys, we shall not be.
Thou shall not.
Will not, shall not engage in any type of physical handling besides washing of said nuts.
These are the nut commandments.
These are the 5 nut commandments. These are. Let all the hoes say
written on cum tablets. This is the fuckery. This is the fuckery y'all truly turn into every week. This is what happens. So listen, since we're speaking about nuts, I got this really interesting story to tell you. So, I'm still like in the dating groups and things like that. Not the ones that hook you up, but people
clean it up.
I ain't got to clean up shit, sir.
I don't tell it. Like, call me a snitch today. Matter of fact, yeah.
Text them, call them. I don't care. But they have really good conversations. So these last 2 days, 2 different guys have posted their quote unquote specifications for a woman. Now, I understand that, you got to manifest the love you want. You have to be open to the love you want. You have to, maybe set the bar a little higher because especially for women, like women, I feel like we got to set the bar a little bit higher above ourselves just because so you can get a man that will teach you something, not so much a man that will buy you things.
Oh,
I know. Hold on to your wigs, ladies. Hold on to your wigs. I know that probably blew back somebody's glue. Because everybody want Birkin
you done messed up
bags
somebody's baby hair. Like you didn't,
that they didn't have.
right. That
You
they
know you can
fake
buy
with
that
the,
now.
right. You can wait, wiggle your finger as you put the gel in.
Right. But my thing is, you got to shoot a little higher, and and that's okay. However, there's a difference between going above your height and shooting for the moon.
Okay. All right. So
And
it sounds like you're going somewhere with this now. I'm not sure because okay, I'm gonna let you get out what you're gonna get out because something tells me that I'll probably take an opposite approach if you're going where I think you're going. Because I don't know where she's going, but I got an idea where she's going. Please, by all means,
so
continue.
these are gentlemen who are rocking, 1970 afros, Coke bottle glasses, and got things to say, and not necessarily easy on the eyes for me. Now they might be for somebody else, but not the Thorny Chick. And doing a whole lot of specifications. As far as like she has to have a college degree, she has to make X amount. They're asking for 6 figures. She has to drive a luxury vehicle. She has to be a certain body class. She has to have no weave, no this, no that. Sir, you were in Dr. Scholl's with your 70s afro working IT at the Walmart. You might want to pipe down and be realistic.
Oh, did you say be realistic? And it sounds like to me you judging. So we definitely be taking.
I'm not. I'm shooting shots. There's a difference.
Yeah. So you're not judging. You shooting shots.
I'm shooting shots.
So do me a favor, help me to understand what's the difference between judging and shooting shots before we peel back this onion, because that's what we do on the podcast. Like some people hold that thought that we're gonna walk through. No, we don't walk through none. We're gonna peel back this onion because somebody gonna cry laughing or cry because we telling the truth about their monkey ass. So what is the difference between shooting shots and not judging or judging? Pardon me.
Judging means that I really am putting your life on display. Like I really sat down and thought this through and came up with a whole, thesis about your bullshit. Nah, I ain't that pressed. It's not that important. Now, shooting shots is I'm just going to shoot holes into the theory that you have presented on social media for the rest of us to look at.
Okay. So usually doing a podcast, we usually have the same stance on things. I am more than happy that we're definitely on the opposite ends of the spectrum on this. And here's why, right? So why is it that a woman, and I don't mean to turn this into a battle of the sexes, that's not what I'm trying to do.
Don't go Steve Harvey.
What?
Don't go for Steve Harvey speaking for all women.
Look, I just, but for the most part, women have been known to have their checklist. He has to be this tall. He has to be this fine. He has to. Like, so the operative word is he has to. Not once in them declaring what he has to be, she never once state what she is. So why is it when a guy finally be like, no matter what he looks like, no matter what he's earning, why when a guy that's pulling, why can't a guy be allotted the same amount of freedom in declaring what he want? Why can't men be like, you know what? If you, I don't want none of you hoes with weaves in your head, right? I don't want none of you doggone Section 8. And I'm not taking shots. They're giving descriptions. I'm maybe embellishing a little bit. Right. So they give this long list of what they don't want. If women been telling us what they don't want for years, isn't it about time for men to do the same thing? And then you really got to applaud people, whether they just, okay, now, cash at me. Okay, maybe it was deep in my mind, right? Anyway, let's see if it's deep to you. You got to be willing to shoot, like you said, they was reaching for the stars and the moon, right? Like, who are we to tell these people not to reach above their means? Because you want what you want. And even to the naked eye, we're saying that that's above you. Like, she's out of your class, right? So if you remove the money away from J and B, and I love Jay, that's my dude, right? You know what I mean? But like, I'm not going. But even he said, like, you know, he's a billionaire, he's cute. Right. There's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. That's right. You know, you'll find the cutest thing. You know, I like the way you eat salad, boy. I don't like, you're going to find something really attractive on a bit. Like, but before he was a billionaire, be like, okay, him and B as Beyonce had been together way before Jay reached billionaire status. So, and Jay tell you the story of how they met, and like they was doing something down in some spot, you know what I mean? And whatever case may be, and all dudes were shooting. He fell back to the room, right? He didn't even participate because all the dudes were shooting at B, right? And he was like, nah, I ain't even gonna play myself like that. I'm gonna go catch the room. But how Lady Luck would have it that they were sitting next to each other on the plane going back to the States. You know what I mean? And so they struck up light conversation, and that light conversation segued into, you know, him asking for the number. And of course, I know the rest is history. So what if Jay-Z had that same thought? Like, she's out of my league. I can't ask for, you know, the baddest chick in the game. I can't ask for that because she's out. Right? There would be no Blue Ivy, right? There would be no Rumi and Sir if he was scared to. And I think that's the problem. Sometimes you got to swing for the fences, even though when your own shit ain't in order. Now, granted, his shit was more than order. Although he wasn't a billionaire, when he did meet her, he was a 100 millionaire quite a few times over, right? But still, nonetheless, like, you know, that's B, right? She's one of the pillars of beauty. Like, you think beautiful, you think Beyonce, and you won't get arguments from too many people, you know what I mean, at all. But my thing is, if you a person want what they want, they like what they like. And I think if you're going to shoot your shot, then go all out. The worst that can happen is you'll get, please, you like, who? You can't be talking to me, right? Or you'll get, hey, what's up? How's it going? I don't know. Like, so I guess my question, my long-winded question to you is, why can women do it, but men can't?
Who said they couldn't? But in the situation of Jay-Z and Beyonce, it's different. That's a what do you bring to the table? Bitch, I bring my own table. We'll compare tables. That's different.
Okay, right. But once again, okay, cool, not a problem. Why can a guy that's just bringing hard work to the table not be enough? We act like female. You act like all females have to be like on it. Some females that's CEOs, that's like world shakers, like they really making moves out here. They just want a decent dude. Like and you're right. They're bringing their own shit, and in them doing their own shit, they like, I don't need you, right? You can't get none of mine, but I don't need you to bring. I just need a good man,
right?
So I'm kind of confused. Why can't a guy, you know, go in and shoot his shot, irregardless of where the bullet may hit at? He'll never know if the bullet hit the target if he don't shoot.
But isn't it in the same sense that if you're putting all these specifications, because if you put all these specifications out that this is what I want, then you don't leave the room that who is made for you can fit into that box.
But once again, if we okay, somewhere in the Bible, right? Help me, right? Because I'm not a Bible thumper.
But
like
you didn't answer that question either.
I'm about to. You know, I'm long-winded in all that I do. Please don't interrupt an old man that's long-winded. You can only go longer. Look, so my thing is, you're asking that, and what I'm telling you is just like, if God resides in all of us, and you know, it's in the Bible somewhere, and if God resides, that means I'm a creator. If I want to create the situation that I want, so why can't He create the situation that He wants by asking for things that we, as in that society, deems that's out of His reach? Like, how does that work? Like, okay, you see a bad chick and you, I'm about to give y'all, whoo! You know, sometimes things come to you like a song I wrote. Shout out to Biggie, right? I'm going to give you, because I got to give you something personal, because it just came to me. Just like a song I wrote, I promise you. Look, Johnson Junior High, I think I was in the 8th grade. Yeah, I was in 8th grade. And there was this, when I say bad, like, G. Monelli, her name was Candace Mallory. Candace, I don't know where you're at, but if you ever hear, like, I still think of you, and I'm sorry. Well, back then, I'm sorry. Like, I'm happily married, wife and kids, dog, white picket fence, and all that bullshit. But back in the day, I had like, when I say I had the biggest crush on somebody, like, Candace Mallory was all of it. But guess why your boy, the lovable asshole, Mr. Conceited, Mr. Cocky, even back then, did not take his shot? because I thought she was above what I was capable of getting. And then when I started seeing the dudes that she was dealing with, the dudes was on a less level than me. I'm like, but and me even knowing that she dealing with dudes that's less than me, right? Because I had a little something going for myself. I don't have to get into details, but I had a little something going for myself. And she dealing with these less than dudes, right? I still did not have the courage because I'm thinking like she is so drop dead. This ain't only in junior high, right? But she was still drop dead gorgeous. There's no way, no shape, no how she even gonna give me time of the day. And it's so what I'm telling you, people, you don't know if you got a shot until you shoot, and it's all right. Like even when your shit ain't in order, and I know nowadays you need to, right? I know you like ask for what you gonna ask for. Whether you can meet your demands or not, ask for what you're gonna ask for because you never know what the hand you're gonna get unless you ask.
But in the same sense, once you ask for it, are you able to maintain it?
I don't see why not. If the requirement on her, if she knows going in, okay, if she see you as is, right, and she know, okay, cool, like he ain't pushing no, he's in a Dodge Charger. Dodge Charger is almost 13 years old, right? He's not doing, he runs behind a trash truck, right? Like Let's bring it all the way up to speed because the person I'm starting to describe is myself. Yep, I got a doggone Dodge Charger, running on 13 years old. Like I dropped out of high school, right? My current wife is college. She graduated college, right? Like my third wife. Only one thing that all three wives have in common that they all graduated college, high honors. That they smart, right? They may do crazy shit that drives me crazy that makes me scratch my head and wonder about their degrees. But if looking on paper by paper standard, they're highly intelligent. You know what I mean? So. I shot my shot finally, not at Candace, but I shot my shot at Nikki and okay, boom. But that happened and I didn't have a lot when I first got up with, but because I didn't have a lot and she seen that, but she seen the potential that I had to build, right? She wasn't trying to reinvent. She let me put this in place. And quiet as kept. And for people that don't know, the reason that NO Publishing Services Academy, NO Publishing Services started because I told her when we first started, I want to write my own book. I want to self-publish my own book. She came home, boom, here's a course. And this is before courses was all the rage because I say what I said and she was high above and I was definitely way out my range and she had the resources to bring me what I need, right? She gave me that. Now it's like we're building something and it hasn't been beautiful. I mean, it hasn't been easy, pardon me. It hasn't been easy at all times. And quite as kept, it hasn't been beautiful. Some spots been ugly as fuck. But what happened was I got over the fear thinking that she's above what, and I didn't have nothing. But when I met Nick, I wasn't driving nothing. I was on the bus, right? I'm high school dropout, right? I just started working on the back of a trash truck. So I was only making doggone, and it was a subsidized job. Let me go and give you the whole story. So I was only making like $14.50, but I was bringing only, per hour I was making $7.25. The place that put me on, they were taking the other $7.25. So when I met my wife, college educated, you know what I mean? Like I'm $7.25 an hour. I was 13 years ago. Let's keep it really real. But being as though I was like, okay, like I can. And then she was like, okay, cool, right? And it didn't get serious until she seen me grinding, working, moving towards. And then, okay, cool. So she didn't have no hangups on he doesn't have A, B, C. I see the potential and he's working towards that potential. So guys, you got to ask for what you want because you never know if you're going to get it or not. If you never ask, you still going to be with people that's eye level, and you should always reach for women that's high level. Let them tell you no, you don't tell you no.
Right, but there's equally though a dangerous position.
And vice versa, by the way, too. But go ahead.
Right. But there's equally a dangerous position in that because women have the tendency to fall for a man's potential and not who they really are. Because the thing is about somebody's potential is that's what it is. It's potential. It doesn't mean that they will get to where they're going. Like you can see the vision, but it doesn't mean that they're going to make it to that vision, especially if they're one of those people who are hell bent on just skating by. Now, I'm not saying about you, obviously. I'm definitely not. But those are the type of guys that I think women fall for, is that we have the highest potential. We have the highest potential to fall for a man's potential. Like we see him be like, oh, I can dress him up and I can clean him up and I can make him I can kiss the toad. I can kiss the toad and turn him into a prince. Broad of unless you want warts.
True, but in the same doggone token, like that's the defect that God gave women. Like, because women think they can fix anything, right? And that's not the case. And you're right. You got to be really careful with that. But I don't think you should be going out your way, be like, nah. Like a lot of women right about now during this holiday season, right? is lonely as fuck because their list of what they want in a man is so outrageous that the dude that can give them what they need, not want but need, is right underneath their nose. It's not necessarily about settling, right? And like you say, it's about being realistic. When your joint is so unrealistic and you let everything pass you by, and then you look up and then you old and you wrinkle, and then you have no choice but to settle because you can no longer deal with the frigidness of your bed. You got to be mad at you because you had a lot of suitors with the potential and possibilities, and then you yourself know of a person, whether it be man or woman, that's working towards their potential. Like, you know how, okay, I see the easiest way to know if a person is working towards their potential is the growth. If you don't see growth from, month to month, if you don't see growth definitely year to year, then you got to do a hard evaluation. No matter how good they treat you, no matter how good the dick is, no matter how much they make you laugh, you got to do a hard evaluation. If you don't see growth, if you don't see them creating a strong building block from which both of y'all can build, you got to do that hard evaluation. But my thing is, like, I don't care what pedestal that society puts her on, whether she be a bad bitch or not. Shoot your shot. Only thing is to be a bad bitch telling you no. But the other side of that coin, that 50% other chance is that bad bitch may tell you yes. But you will never know if you just keep looking at her like she a bad bitch. Either way, you will never know. Ask and let the bad bitch tell you no.
But the other thing is, too, we have to stop looking at relationships as a come up. We have to stop looking at relationships as somebody who is going to financially take care of me. That's not your significant other's responsibility until y'all are married.
Let me help y'all, right? Because like it's only one of us married on this podcast. That's still nobody's responsibility. That's I have a daughter, and I'm the way I'm shaping her. Like I promise you, I feel by the grace of God, I still be alive when she brings this serious one home, right? And then I'm apologize to him because I'm like you don't even understand what you done got yourself into. Like, and I'm not saying that bigging it up, but what I'm doing is I'm training my daughter right now to be like you're going to depend on you and you only, like God and you. Like, you're not like, because daddy's going to fall short of what you expect. Mommy's going to fall short, but the only people that you're going to depend on is God and yourself. So whatever man comes into her life, she's not going to look for him to save the day, right? She's her own superhero. And I think, and same thing with dudes, stop looking at females. Like, I didn't look at my wife as a come up, like, keeping it a buck. I seen the, like, great smile, legs, like, my God, Jesus Christ, I can't wait to get between her legs. Like, I was thinking with my low level stuff, it is what it is. But she had more to bring to the table, so she gave me more. And in doing so, we built together. But what I'm telling you, either sexes should not look at the opposite sex as a come up. But how can we build? But we're not talking to a lot of people. We're actually talking to the minority when we get to start talking this talk. The majority is always looking, sadly but true, how can I benefit from the situation, instead of saying, how can I make this situation work?
What do you mean?
Work far as how can we make this work together? It depends on how serious we are in this relationship. People just act like, okay, like, you got to ask them, what is the purpose of getting in whatever relationship that you're getting into, right? Be honest. I'm getting into it for longevity, and it may lead to, like, happily ever after. It may lead to, holy matrimony. It may lead to that. Like, okay, cool, not a problem. Then you work towards that. Now, if this relationship is just, we going to play it by ear, then that's what you work towards. But both parties going in have to have that understanding understood going in. Right.
But that's the purpose of having the tough conversations and what you require.
Right, but
go ahead.
Yeah, but it still doesn't lessen the fact, if you see something, don't think that whatever you're seeing is beyond your reach. Like, fellas, hear me out. I don't care how bad she is. Don't think that it's like, stop. Don't put her on a pedestal. Like, let society put her on a pedestal. Let the gram, let Facebook, let TikTok, let don't do that. Don't you do that to yourself. Cause like if she don't wash her ass, it stink, right? Like, if she don't wash her feet, it stink. If she don't brush her teeth, it stink. I'm letting you know she's human. It ain't like, cause she's so doggone beautiful, she got so much going on for herself that she doesn't have the day-to-day activities of any other female that you see, you know what I mean, in your community. Like that bad broad that you see, like, when the sun's out and the weather's perfect and, the angels and came down, and like that bad broad that nah, like, she got to go through the same thing that we all go through. And the same thing with you doggone females banging on that dude thing, like, he's out of I could never. I promise you'd be surprised what you can do. But if you don't ever put forth that attempt, you'll never know. So I think, with the dudes in the group, whatever group that you was that was talking about, she got to be A, B, C, and D. Like, we so quick to look at them and get mad at them for asking for what they asking. I'm gonna give you a better picture, right? We ask God for stuff all the time that we're not qualified for. We always on our knees praying for stuff that we're not like. So we're doing when we ask for a mate, we're asking. So if we're ballsy enough to ask God for what we're not qualified for, like me asking a human being female on a date, can I get to know you better? But I have the audacity to go ask God what I'm clearly not qualified for. I should still hold this female in the same regard. Like, oh, she might. Oh, she's so heavenly. Oh, she may say no. I'm just not I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Man, get the fuck out of here. Like, please. Like, what's popping, B? How's it going? Boy, if you don't get out, okay, cool. I'm gonna let her tell me to get out. I'm gonna let her tell me. I'm not gonna do the no for her. She gotta tell me no.
Interesting. But the only thing, my only hang up is when we ask God for certain things. I feel like God's like, okay, you gonna keep bothering me. Okay, then you gonna have to start preparing for it. And my thing is when we go with these specifications, especially, and the other thing is, why did you put the shit on social media? If that's your real specification, you should have gone to God about that, because ain't nobody gonna read this long grocery list of shit that you want and really be like, oh, that's me and I want you. And don't get me wrong, I think sometimes we get really hung up too on the physical appearance, because he could be a dope dude. He could be. He ain't the dope dude for me, but that's right. That's just I'm spoken for. I ain't got. I'm not looking.
Okay. Even before you were spoken for, some dude seen you, right? Let's keep it a buck, right? I'm on one today. So some dude seen you, and this before you were spoken for. This before Dirk came into the picture, right? Mm-hmm. So you out with your girlfriends, you just left, getting your hair done. You just left, getting your nails done, and this is back, pre-COVID. So, during the summertime, you got the yams out, you stepping in them 3-4 inch heels, you got the smile, just lighting up the room. Like you on your pretty girl, like you're not on the bald headed whole shit, right? You're on your pretty girl shit, right? You know what I mean? So there's a guy that seen you and was like immediately infatuated. But being though he was immediately infatuated, he was also immediately intimidated, and he didn't even know that you were single. He didn't know at that time that you was praying for a decent guy to treat you right, have conversations with, and then we can get to the good stuff later. He didn't know where you was at, but he seen you and figured that you had all your shit. And I'm not putting your business out there. If I am, please forgive me. He didn't know by seeing you that you did not have all your shit together, but your appearance made it seem like you had your shit together and you was unapproachable. Like, don't you? Like, boy, please. But not knowing that, if he said hi, not knowing if he like, hey, how you doing? Not knowing if he'd be like, yo, let me pick up the tab for dinner. You know what I mean? Don't ask for nothing else. And then that's going to make you curious to be like, thank you. And then that thank you be like, not a problem. Let me give you my number. Call me at your earliest convenience. Right. You know what I mean? If she don't call, it's cool. You paid it forward and the universe going to bless you anyway. She's going to call back because you didn't want nothing. I gave you my number. Like, okay, I just gave some guys some game. Some people may look at it as lame, but I promise you give and don't, and you step off like it ain't about nothing. Not saying that you're rich, but when you step off when it's not without the expectancies, you good to go. I promise you that opens up so many doors. Like, nah, my thing is like, nah, shoot your shot. Like, whatever you do, shoot your shot.
I'm not saying like shoot your shot. I'm just saying don't limit yourself. That's all I was saying. Like, you come with all these specifications, and sometimes the specification. Okay, so what you just said, it was 100 about me. That yes, a lot of guys were intimidated by me. That most men thought I was taken. That was a true fact, which I didn't. Which I don't even understand how that went, because I'm like, you've never seen me with anybody. I don't post about anybody, and there's no ring on my finger.
Hey, I'm so sorry to cut you off. Please forgive me. I can be rude at times, right? Give me 1 second. So what happens is just this. They don't have to see. It's not you being with somebody. It was you. Like that was like with me and Candace Mallory. She wasn't with nobody at the time that I seen her, right? It was just her whole, like, she had height, small, like this doggone chick. Yeah, Lord have mercy. Like, man. Like, although, once again, when I'm in junior high school, but you know what you know. I seen her like, oh, she the one, right? Like she was the one. But right. What happened was I would never have knowledge of her being as my dog barks. I promise you, I'm about to send him to a vet. Anyway, I would never have knowledge of her being the one because I never asked. I don't know how my life would have turned out. I wouldn't have known. Now I'm sitting here stuck.
Right.
In a good place.
And listen, and that was how, I don't want to say that's how Derek got in, but Derek was like, babe, why are you single? Like, he wasn't calling me babe then, but he was like, why are you single? And I was like, my attitude is a little bit much. I come with a whole lot of smoke. And I knew what I wanted and I knew what I didn't want. And it wasn't in the limitation. I wasn't limiting who was coming in my life, but there was just certain shit I just wasn't dealing with either.
Right. I get all that, but once again, it's just like the guys that was in your group that was asking what they were asking. A lot of people jump like how, and a lot of people clowned it, I'm sure, asking them how they can have the audacity to ask for anything when they're not in a place to deserve. But now those people that's doing the judging is actually playing God. How can you tell a person what they're not in the position to deserve? And then that's what's wrong. We're trained not to be honest with exactly what we want. And then what happens is we settle into relationships like, not having exactly what we want. Why not go after exactly what you want? Like, don't stop till you get what you want. Go exactly what you want. I don't care what nobody, she out your league, he out your league. It don't matter. Keep going, right? Every time you see a female that fit your description of what you want, you go. Like, let go. Shoot at 100 women, right? Shoot at 100. Let 99 tell you no, but that 100th one, like, then you can do your happily ever after. Yeah, I mean, don't like, man, look, that's what's wrong with people now. A lot of people are unhappy in relationship because they settled. They like, I can't get what I want. And it has nothing to do with her being physically beautiful. It has nothing with him being physically attractive. What it has to do with, you don't believe for whatever reason you can't get that because society has deemed them to be out of your league. And you don't even know that not only are they willing to be in your league, they are willing to increase the size of your league and y'all can build together. But you'll never know that because you ain't had you ain't had the balls to open up your mouth. Closed mouth never gets fed. That doggone cliche line has never been more true than this conversation right now.
Right. My whole thing is, again, was the post funny? Yes. Were we clowning homeboy? Absolutely. Both of them actually. But again, I feel like it's a limitation. When you're asking the universe, you're asking God, you ask whoever you believe in to send you somebody, you should be more concerned about their character than what they bring to you in the sense of finances. Right. Because that's not your come up. That's not who's supposed to bless you. That's not how you're supposed to build together and grow.
I got that right. So who says that the guys that was in let's be specific. Who is saying that the guys that was asking for what they was asking for was saying that these people they was asking for was they come up? Did they say this is how I'm going to come up? Like what did they is that what the post read? If the post did right. So if everybody else that was clowning, so therefore y'all the real clowns. I said y'all, didn't say them because you was clowning, right? Y'all the real clowns because y'all was assuming. Like y'all was assuming that they shit wasn't together. Y'all.
Well, if y'all was,
I promise you, y'all was assuming based off what they look like.
But if you put your resume and then you put your specifications next to your resume, 1 and 1 made 2.
Okay, could you quickly elaborate?
So my thing is, do put what he drove, what he made, where he worked, his appearance and everything out along with his specifications for a woman. The two don't meet. Now, again, should you shoot? You always say shoot high level, not eye level. I got that. But it's a little advantageous for you to shoot for somebody who makes $200,000 and you barely make 50. And you not think that's not a come up? Like,
how do you think that's a come up? Like, it ain't a come up until she break bread. It ain't a come up until she becomes his sugar mama, right? Once again, y'all are assuming for assumption's sake. Yeah, it's not like, okay, if I put, I'm gonna give you a good one, right? I'm gonna spin it entrepreneur style. So we seen the old photos of how Amazon got started when Jeff Bezos was in the shack.
Mm-hmm.
Like we seen his humble beginnings. And so I don't know, he's recently got a divorce, but if any woman had the gift of seeing the future, knew that he was going to become like the richest, if not one of the richest men in the world, Like they would have jumped on, and no matter what he would have asked of them, they would have gladly game because they already know the end game. See, what happens is people go ahead and they put their life around the here and now, not understanding that the here and now could be a beautiful beginning if you go ahead and pour into it. But don't go in with your eyes closed trying to play, somebody's mama when somebody's not looking. No. Because women have a tendency to think that I can. No, don't do that. What you do is if you believe, and then slow walk it. It's no rush. And that's the same thing with man and woman. Slow walk that situation. You know what I mean? And see, let them prove to you, and don't let them know that they're being tested, but let them prove to you that they're willing to put in the work to, and not necessarily elevate to your lifestyle or your way of living, but to complement. Like if it's a partnership, I'm trying to compliment you in your areas because I can't be all things to all people. I can't be all things to Nikki. My thing is I'm problem solving by nature, right? I see a problem. My wife come to me, like I'm not listening. I'm listening to solve. Like, and then I had to learn sometimes she just needs you to listen, not listen to solve. And that's hard for me. I am by nature. I've trained my mental to, you give me problem, here's solution, go get rich. Like what you give me problem, here's solution, child not bad no more. Give me problem, I solve. I know that sounds real caveman. It's cool, right? So the thing is, I had to learn to compliment. And that's all it is in the beginning of a person that society deems is out of another person's doggone category. Let me compliment this person. And then in the midst of me learning, growing with this person, as I start to compliment more and more areas, it goes from that to a partnership because now I'm able to compliment in more and more areas instead of like, and doing that compliment. Now I'm building with. It's not a competition. It's a joint effort. But is rarely dealing in relationship to be an even joint effort. Some people have more, and I'm not even talking really about real life finances. Some people may have more things going on than that person, but that person may just need to be around you to rub off some of that magic. And now they're thriving just because they're around you. You've given them nothing but just you. You ain't opened up, oh, here's the keys to my car. Here's the money. No. I see what you're doing. I see how you moving, right? And by me knowing what you're doing and how you moving, I can start to move that way too. And now my potential is turning into execution. My potential is now turning into the grind. My doggone potential has been like, whoa, I made a great choice. Like I took a leap of faith. To most people will look past, right? They will look past, not understanding that what was right underneath my nose was meant for me all along. I didn't let society tell me what I should be dealing with because I have X amount and they don't.
Okay. I can accept that. I can. Do I want to poke holes in it? No, I don't. I'm gonna let that ride because I just.
I don't understand. I mean, like, I don't want to okay, take you and where you at, right? Like, because we want to help somebody, right? Because I gave you my spiel, and you don't have to tell me we want to poke. No disrespect, you can't poke holes. Like, it's full of Swiss cheese. When you're dealing with emotions, when you're dealing with people, it's already Swiss cheesed up. You can't poke no holes in it. We just go into another hole and go into another. If you look, and you've just said this on the podcast yourself, if you look at where you and Bay is at, you said this is your second time around with your current one, right? But you had to wait till he get his shit in order. But you allowed, because you see, like I should have been a lawyer. You allowed him to get back in your life because he finally starting to get his shit together. Mm-hmm. So the stuff I'm arguing for, you are the proven fact of the stuff that I'm arguing for.
Right. But in the same sense, I didn't go to God and say, he's got to have X, Y, and Z. I wasn't looking for the bullshit that people are putting out, is all I'm saying.
I got that, but how do you know he didn't go to God and say he was looking at X, Y, and Z and God like, boy, turn around. Your past can be, your present can be your future if you play your cards right. How do you know he didn't? I'm pretty sure that he did. I'm pretty sure in his mind, like, oh, I let a great thing get away. Say again?
I could tell you his Ciara prayer.
I don't know it.
Ciara, everybody wants a Ciara prayer for how she got Russell Wilson.
Oh, jeez. I'm so sick of all you delusional. First of all, most of you doggone females don't look like Ciara. Right? Like, let's keep it a buck. Second of all, y'all don't got a body like Ciara, right? Like, okay, that's two things. Like, y'all don't look like you don't got a body. Please, sit your ass down somewhere. Stop. Okay, fools go. Stop it. Anyway, but what I'm telling you is you don't know his story. He may have prayed for you, and God was like, busted. U-turn. Here you go. I'm going to give you something that you had. Just treat it right. Treat it better this time. Grow up. Why don't you?
Exactly. He asked.
Right. So I'm like, so you talking about you don't want to poke holes. If you look at your own current situation, your current situation validates my current argument. I should have been a lawyer. It's all right though. Like, I'm really good at what I do. I just got a problem with people I got a problem with society telling a person what they can and can't do. The mind, if you believe it, and even if you don't get exactly what you think you deserve by that one person because they look the way that you want to look, if you keep swinging for the fences, eventually that bat is going to make contact with that ball. And in doing so, you're going to hit a home run. But my advice to anybody, keep swinging, whether it be man or woman, keep swinging. Like, if you see somebody and you in a doggone Ford Pinto and she's stepping out of doggone Maybach, keep swinging. The worst she's going to do is laugh at you. Cool, you laugh with her. Like, yeah, can I work for you? Like, but you keep swinging. I promise you're going to get what you want. And that's not only in relationships, that's life. Keep swinging. And you let these doggone fools keep laughing at you. And as they laughing at you, like, and when you get and you're like, you remember y'all was laughing? And check me out now. You dig? Like, what? Like, you 9 to 5 and I'm over here. I'm working off my laptop on the beach somewhere, sipping Mai Tais. You dig? Keep swinging. Let the people with nothing on their plate laugh. Let the people that that minimalize their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, and the key word, the opposite word was there. It's not yours. Keep swinging. Should have been a lawyer because I kept swinging. I should have been a lawyer because I kept swinging. Right? Like, because I didn't swing at Candace Mallory. You know what I mean? I swung at some other things and then, I messed those up. And then my bat, pun intended, connected with Nikki's ball, pun intended. And now we're building. Why? Because I kept swinging.
Is that your Love Jones or you gonna conjure up?
You can make it to whatever you want to make that today. Like, we can go in and put we can do all that because I know you got to run and handle your handle. But that's my advice to dudes out there. That's my advice to females out of there. Like, don't let your current circumstances dictate what you want. What you want is what you want. What you like is what you like. Don't let nobody, and you damn sure don't tell yourself what you. No doesn't hurt. For somebody to tell you no, the sun coming up. The moon gonna come up a couple hours behind that. Like, life is going, what I'm trying to tell you, life is gonna go on. But don't you talk yourself out of something that can change. And I'm not even talking about relationships now. I'm just talking about we talk ourselves out of so many opportunities because we let the naysayers, and the biggest naysayer is that self-talk. That self-talk gets to, fuck that self-talk. And it's always going negative self-talk. That ain't even positive self-talk. It's negative self-talk. Do yourself a favor. Go deaf to negative self-talk and keep swinging. Yeah, that's my daily Love Jones.
Thank you. It's your girls, that Thorny Chic, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the Lovable Asshole, DK Walker. Listen, we love y'all. Y'all are taking my voice and his voice places our feet have yet to travel. Every week you rock with us Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, all we ask is that, listen, you like it, you share it, you comment on it. Listen, share the gift of your favorite podcasters with somebody else. DK?
What?
You ready to tell the people bye?
I'm ready to tell them something.
What you gonna tell them?
Keep swinging.
Swing, better, swing.
This episode of the Love Is podcast has ended, but please be sure to subscribe for more great content on sex, entrepreneurship, life, love, and how to get through the BS of it all. And don't forget to rate and leave a review so we can continue to bring more of that Thorny Chick, Karen KK Rose, and, dare I say, the lovable a-hole, Mr. DK Walker. See you on the next podcast.